Hi, I'm Katherine Canipe. I'm here with the Red Carpet Report, and today is my prom day. I'm here to interview Kimberly Peirce, who directed the Carrie remake, and it looks like it's going to be a really special day. I've got this beautiful dress. I am prom queen. Didn't happen for me in high school. It's happening today. I could not be more excited.
Hi guys. Thank you so much for being here.
I just have to tell you, this is a real thrill for me. Boys Don't Cry was one of the absolute most important films to me of my whole life. So thank you for that. I know you poured a lot of yourself and your money and your time into that. So
I did. Well, thank you. It's great to be here with you.
Yeah. I've seen the original Carrie so many times, and you managed to surprise me with your film. What was it like trying to strike a balance between service to fans of the original and what they might be looking to see, and trying to inject some of your own originality into it?
Well, I think because I fell in love with Stephen King's novel, with Carrie White, who was this amazing character who wanted love and acceptance and just faced the worst obstacles to getting it. The girls at school bullied her. Her mother gave her a hard time even though she loved her. I think because I fell so in love with her, so in love with her mother and their relationship, in many ways I was a fan of the book, and I just tried to be true to what I thought it would be to go back to that book and bring those characters to life. I mean, and I certainly was trying to be aware of what fans wanted, but not necessarily because of what they had gotten with Brian's movie, but simply, what they want, what they need, what's the way to tell this in the most entertaining way possible.
Right, and it really is just a drama with like supernatural elements, for me, much less than it is a straight horror film.
Right, I don't think it's straight horror, and I think you're right. It's a drama with supernatural elements, but I also think hopefully it's a suspense thriller, because you've got this girl who has these powers, so it's a superhero origin story as she's coming to know she has the powers. Hopefully it's a suspense thriller because we know she should not go to prom. We know it's a bad idea. She shouldn't go with the most attractive guy in school. He's not really there simply because he likes her. He's there because there's another agenda. There's also Chris waiting in the wings, who's angry at Carrie. Every time Carrie gets something, Chris is pissed.
Yeah.
So we know that Chris can do damage, and we know that Carrie can do damage. And so we know that it's going to explode. So I'd say it's a suspense thriller, but also a revenge thriller. And hopefully, which I think when the movie really kicks in, is when you start saying, I want her to get the revenge.
Yep. Absolutely. We are kind of in the age of the anti-hero right now with Breaking Bad and even The Sopranos and Weeds, all that. How do you think Carrie White fits into that mold, if she does?
I think she absolutely fits into it. I think she's an anti-hero because she wants to have the dream come true of being the prom queen and of, being with Tommy Ross. She wants to get love and acceptance, but there's a villain waiting in the wings. And that villain unleashes on her. Now, if it was a straight drama, Carrie would go down, right, because of the villain. But because she's an anti-hero, she ends up taking the power, right, and she gives it right back to the antagonist. And the fact that we find pleasure in it, that to me is the key. How do you get the audience to root for and enjoy the revenge?
Right.
And I think that really does happen with Chloe. You just want her to get them back.
Yeah.
That to me is where you get the anti-hero element working.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Oh, if I could have one superpower, I guess it would be immortality. If that's a superpower.
I think it is. I'm always a little freaked out when people say invisibility. I'm like, you're kind of a sociopath.
I wouldn't mind moving objects around and having my needs met. That would not be a bad thing.
No, not at all. What scares you?
The unknown can sometimes scare me. I think darkness in individuals and what they're capable of in terms of hatred, and I would definitely say individuals who hate and who have a malevolent view on life and on society and on other people, and whom you don't always see that coming, I find very, very scary.
Oh, sure. When they're completely, seemingly trustworthy.
Yes,
on the surface.
People in your life who you think that you can trust and are being nice, and really underneath it there's a whole other ulterior motive, and that's something that I really do explore in my movies. And I also find other people's fear very terrifying. Watching people who are afraid lash out at you and change narratives and change stories is very terrifying.
Fear is really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. looking at your body of work, how do you see Carrie as fitting in with your artistic vision? So the other films that you've done.
Well, interestingly, Carrie, and it wasn't by design, it just was by attraction, is very much like Brandon Tina.
Absolutely.
Brandon Tina, was a kid who wanted love and acceptance, and the way that Brandon wanted love and acceptance as a female-bodied person was to be in love with another female-bodied person. Brandon wanted to, live as a man, and that was not accepted.
Right.
In Brandon's family, it wasn't accepted in the society, but Brandon dared to dream and dared to follow through in the dream, and there were really huge consequences. Same thing with Carrie.
Absolutely.
She isn't attractive. She's not, part of the popular club. She dares to want to have all the things that everybody in the school has, and she dares to have it with Tommy Ross, the most attractive guy in school. Like I said, we know she should not step forward going to prom with Tommy. We know something cataclysmic is going to happen, just like we know it's going to happen with Brandon. Yet she does, because it's her dream and it's her passion.
Right.
So it isn't so much that I was looking for the same plot line, it's that I'm in love with desire. I'm in love with the fact that we have a very short time in this earth, and we love to do and be certain things, and there are obstacles against that. But, we got to try, and if we try, maybe we'll get it. Maybe we'll succeed.
Yep. Thank you so very much.
Thank you
for talking to me today.
I can't wait to see.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Cut. Oh.
You guys might.
So that was my day at the prom. Thanks for watching. Click like. Carrie is on VOD, iTunes, and now DVD and Blu-ray today. Go pick it up.